We need to know our students deeply. We need to know them by name, strength, interest, and need. And once we have that information, we're better able to engage our students in the learning process.
Personalized learning is not a revolutionary concept, but it is a revolutionary practice.
Personalized learning is all about helping students find out who they are, what their passions are, what their sparks are, and it's helping them become owners of their learning. So yes, they still need to learn the content. That's really important. They have to learn how to read, they have to learn math, social studies, science, but they also have the opportunity to learn about themselves and how they learn best.
The student is able to kind of choose a project with a certain goal in mind and learn in the way that works best for them.
So it could be the idea of, hey, we're learning this concept today. If you want to learn this concept through substantive conversation, head to the Great Hall and participate in a Socratic seminar. If you want to learn this concept in a small group environment, find your small group and head to a breakout space. Or if you want to learn this concept with application, hands-on learning, head to the maker space, and we have someone there working with you on that.
One of the statistics that's out there is that students that graduate today are going to have maybe up to 30 different jobs. And so what's really become essential is that students need to learn how to learn. They need to be able to adapt and be creative, and that's really what's driving personalized learning and some of the work that goes on in these buildings.
When K-12 education was developed in the 1890s, our goal was to prepare learners to work in massive factories, doing repetitive tasks under really heavy supervision. Clearly, the needs and expectations have shifted dramatically.
We want children to be innovators. We want them to think outside the box. We want them to be creative. I want that flow of ideas. I want the kids to question me because maybe their ideas are better than mine. And I love it when they are, because if they can think outside the box, that's tremendously valuable.
It's fun to see staff feel unshackled and to see staff operate from a kind of a cognitively liberated space. I can introduce the idea here, release them out into this common space where they can work in partners, and then I can bring them back together. Or we can work on larger projects and use this space in a very different way than we've ever used it before.
We want to get teachers back to the place where they started and the reason that they got into education, which is to teach kids and help them learn. When you get kids into an environment where they feel respected and they feel like they're in a place that they belong and want to be, and lets the teacher really focus on how best to educate that student rather than just how to keep them in a line.
We do see higher levels of student engagement and deeper levels of learning when students are truly engaged as co-designers and co-investors of their learning. What we also see then are powerful, confident, joy-filled learners who really authentically engage in the world around them.
This is what students are going to be seeing in the real world. Whether they're heading into a career right out of high school or they're going to college, it aligns or parallels very nicely with the world that students are going to live in when they leave here.
Working with Wold, there's a lot of discovery. It was gaining insight and perspective. It became evident that we were all on the same page as what we want with and for our kids. And so our kids are going to have an education that will stretch into their work environment or their career choice, is that there is that flexibility, that adaptability beyond the cubicle.
The space isn't about just having flexible space to have flexible space. That's a so what. It's about really creating the conditions to capitalize on the creativity of our teachers and our students and to meet the needs of what they're trying to accomplish that day. And that's what personalized learning is all about.